The PS5 Pro specs have leaked, along with some other disappointing aspects of the console, at least the physical hardware side. Xbox Game Pass updates abound, and Pokemon TCG Pocket seems to be doing pretty well. Welcome back to this week's game news. Let's hop in to our first story, Game Pass updates. We've got the latest coming this November update. Metal Slug Tactics, Ghost Sim Remastered, Flight Sim 2024, Go Mecha Ball, The Rewinder, Turnip Boy, and Harold Halibut. I think Turnip Boy Robs a Bank is the game. I don't know if we should play that. That seems like something we probably wouldn't enjoy. Anyway, Metal Slug Tactics looks kind of neat. I like Metal Slug. It's a classic arcade game. A tactics version, I don't know. That doesn't appeal to me, but you might like it. Go Mecha Ball, Harold Halibut, The Rewinder, Turnip Boy Robs the Bank. See, I was right. Ghost Sim Remastered. Yeah, we just ran through this list. In case you missed it, Botany Manor, StarCraft Remastered PC. That's pretty solid. I need to check that out. StarCraft 2 Campaign Collection, PC. Also awesome. Black Ops 6 got Nuketown. That happened last week. And Black Ops 6 Vault Edition upgrade available now. I believe you get a discount because it's in Game Pass. I'm not entirely sure. A few expansions coming. Game Pass Ultimate Perks, UFC 4 has 1,600 UFC points. And then leaving November 15th, Dicey Dungeons, Dungeons 4. Goat Simulator on PC, the OG version. Like a Dragon, Ishin, Cloud Console PC. Like a Dragon, The Man Who Erased His Name, Cloud Console PC. Persona 5 Tactica, Cloud Console and PC. And Somerville, also Cloud Console and PC. So there you go. That's your Game Pass updates. But let's talk about Call of Duty Black Ops 6 launched on Game Pass. The first Call of Duty to launch, like, day one on Game Pass. It benefits Microsoft without hurting sales, according to early analyst reporting. Let's check out the article from Twisted Voxel, Muhammad Ali Bari, on November 1st. The Xbox Game Pass launch of Activision's first-person shooter, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, has benefited Microsoft without hurting the game's sales figures, according to analysts. Daniel Ahmad, Director of Research and Insights at Nico Partners, and Matt Piscatella, Executive Director at Video Games Industry Analyst at Circana, NPD, have both reported that the day one availability of Black Ops 6 on Game Pass has benefited Microsoft rather than bringing harm to the game's sales. That is kind of cool. Ahmad mentioned that based on the preliminary data that he has seen, launch sales for Call of Duty Black Ops 6 have been similar to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, with PlayStation and Steam both offsetting the decline on Xbox. On the other hand, the game's day one availability on Game Pass has added a significant number of players into the ecosystem via Xbox and PC. In other words, the company still generated a healthy degree of sales and is also benefiting from subscription revenue, as well as a larger overall player base. That's the benefit of multiplayer games hitting Game Pass and being multi-platform. Hey, if you got Game Pass, play on Xbox and you have an Xbox or PC, you're not paying any extra to play the same games people are buying on PlayStation. But if you have a PlayStation, you're going to buy the game if it's good. You know, Call of Duty has staying power. It's going to sell really well. People are going to be all excited for that. So Microsoft really, it's the smartest play. Multi-platform titles with multiplayer will generate more revenue because people have to buy it on PlayStation and on Steam. But if you've got PC Game Pass or Xbox Game Pass, you just pay your subscription and play the game. Similarly, Piscatella stated that based on supporting data points gathered via Circana's player engagement tracker, coming to Game Pass very likely helped boost engagement for Black Ops 6 on Xbox. Furthermore, it also hasn't appeared to significantly detract from engagement across other platforms. That said, he did caution that his information is based on preliminary data, as is the case with the mods data, and that more data is needed to derive a more concrete conclusion. So, I mean, this last paragraph here. Meanwhile, Christopher Dring, head of GameIndustry.biz, had a similar perspective to share with regards to Black Ops 6 physical sales in UK on PS5. According to him, PS5 sales remain steady year on year in comparison to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. However, he did report that launch sales were 10% lower compared to Modern Warfare 3, almost entirely due to a drop in sales on Xbox. Well, yes, because nobody's going to buy it on Xbox. They're going to pay for Game Pass, or they're already paying for Game Pass. That's the reason I still need to download it, but that's the reason I will play it, is because it's on Game Pass. I haven't bought a Call of Duty since the relaunch Modern Warfare. What year was that? That was a cool one, but I didn't play it as much as I thought I would. It was on like super sale, and I thought, cool, that'll be great. Turns out The annual Call of Duty releases kind of ruined it for me because nothing mattered, and there wasn't like there just wasn't a reason to carry it over. That's not the point though. That's kind of rambly. What I find good here is Xbox goes, hey, people will pay for a subscription to not buy games, but we can still sell games to other people who won't buy a subscription. That's what we're seeing. So it's kind of reassuring. Good to see the game doing well on the PlayStation side because it was going to. I mean, come on. Again, Microsoft is playing like 4D chess here, and it's great. All right, let's go to our next story. So let's talk about the PlayStation. Full PS5 Pro Specs leak online ahead of launch, which I believe PS5 Pro launches in a couple of days at the time of this recording, but this is from Insider Gaming, Tom Henderson. The full list of specs for the PS5 Pro has leaked online, revealing that the console will have an 8-core Zen 2 CPU and more. Full specs came from ex-user Bruno Fast, who has seemingly got his hands on the console before its official release. An unboxing of PS5 Pro was also leaked here. Read the full specs below. Now these are not in English, so we will look at the translated TLDR information. The CPU is a Zen 2 8-core 16-thread processor. Unspecified RDNA GPU at 16.7 teraflops, GDDR6 16 gigs RAM, plus DDR5 2 gig for operations. So basically, the GPU memory is massive, and the console memory is not, which makes sense. I mean, it's an optimized piece of hardware for playing games. A slightly bigger power supply, 390 watts, and 2 terabyte SSD, which we knew. So the what's the point here? People were speculating that this number was going to be a lot bigger. People were talking about it being like a 33 teraflop GPU, and that's not the case. So compared to the PS5 base that we have now, 16.7 teraflops versus the PS5's 10. Added 2 gigs of DDR5 memory, added Wi-Fi 7 support, extra USB-C port replaces an A port, and 390 watt max power versus 350 watts max power. And then obviously the storage, 2 terabytes versus 825 gigs of storage right out of the box. Not to mention the new features, PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, upscaling, which the PS5 Pro will have exclusively, ray tracing, and faster render times. And that's all great. Those things are good. The PS5 Pro is, it's a nice piece of kit. I just don't think it's super necessary at that price point, and I don't think many people are going to actually see the difference unless they're told there's a difference. And I think that's important because when we watch comparison videos where, people like Digital Foundry, who do a great job, they put so much time and effort into these videos. I love watching them. But like their Horizon Zero Dawn remastered video convinced me to buy it because there are substantial changes, but the changes that they were emphasizing didn't matter to me. Like, oh, there's better vegetation, or look, when we zoom into something really far in the distance, it's not as blurry. Those things are irrelevant to me. The reason I upgraded to the remastered version was they said it runs a little better than the PS4 Pro version. And I've got a PS5. I don't have a PS4 anymore. So I was like, it's worth replaying the game. But the details that they emphasize are all the zoom in shots on foliage or, really far off objects in the background. And it's like, those things are neat that they can make those look better. But most players aren't paying attention to those things. Most players are going to be playing the game and focusing what's happening up close in the middle of the screen. They're not worried about the leaves or the reflections on the water, unless they are specifically looking at those things. In which case, hey, enjoy the game however you want. But anyway, that's besides the point. I think the PS4 Pro is, or PS5 Pro, PS5 Pro is going to do well enough. I think the initial launch is going to disappoint Sony, at least in some way. But we'll see. That price point, though. But speaking of the PS5 Pro, drama. PS5 Pro is not compatible with PS5 Slim faceplates. Sony to release new covers for more powerful console. So this is kind of dumb. Apparently, the clips that hold the faceplates onto the Slim PS5 and the PS5 Pro are different. Even though the plates are the same size, the PS5 Pro is the same like height and most dimensions. The plates, I believe, are the same dimensions across the PS5 and the PS5 Pro. Like, you can lay them on each other, they look the same, but the underlying like extrusion, 3D printing, manufacturing process, the clips are different, meaning all those sweet PS5 slim panels that everybody has got and that are coming out, like this sweet purple right here that I really am considering buying, won't work on your PS5 Pro. And these aren't cheap either. These are not cheap purchases. So it's very weird to me that it's like they're like, hey, buy this new console, but also buy these new plates that are coming out later. Missteps after missteps. What is this? What are y'all doing? It's so weird. So yeah, you'll have to buy new faceplates. This article, Sammy Barker, it's pretty short. Basically, the update is like the spokesperson from Sony that IGN reached out to says PS5 console covers are not compatible with PS5 Pro. However, players will be able to swap out for different console covers for PS5 Pro when they become available in the future. Lame. And the original story is here. Look at the faceplates. Look at the different clips and how they did it, and it's super lame and obnoxious. And so it's just it's disappointing all around. I don't understand this. This is from just a consumer perspective. I don't want to buy more things for the expensive thing that I'm probably replacing my previously expensive thing with, But hey, that's, I guess that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Moving on. PS5 Pro 50 plus enhanced game available at launch November 7th. And so here we are with a list of games that will have PS5 Pro enhancements. I was gonna kind of highlight a few of these because I thought it was kind of cool. Like games like Apex Legends are gonna take advantage day one. Cool. Black Ops 6, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, but Remake doesn't. Fortnite, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, Horizon Forbidden West, Hogwarts Legacy, Madden, all the Spider-Man. Let's see, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, which we saw, both the Star Wars, the recent games, Jedi Survivor and Star Wars Outlaws. I don't know if the patch will really help Star Wars Outlaws all that much. Stellar Blade, Test Drive Unlimited, the finals, that's kind of cool. Last of Us Part 1 and 2, and just there's a lot there to take advantage of. I think if you haven't already bought a PlayStation and you have the disposable income, absolutely pick it up because your games will just run better. But there's not like one thing I think it'd be worth getting it for outside of just that the PS5 Pro makes that much better. It's just an enhancement. It's why I ultimately decided not to get a PS5 Pro, because I was like, I'll just wait for the Pro system, the remodel of the system to come out. I ended up just going with the base PS5 because it's like, it's stuff that I'm not going to notice as a gamer. I'm fine with the base system, which for the first time in my life, it's just like, I don't care about all the specs. I just want to play fun games, and that's what it comes down to. But again, if you don't have a PS5, you want the best possible experience, this is it. This is what to do. At least before the PS6 gets announced. All right, let's move on to our next topic here. Speaking of PlayStation, Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered fails to impress, falls behind original and concurrent player count. This is from Game Infinitus, Joel, on November 3rd. The release of Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered has been widely criticized with poor reception right from launch. Newly remastered version of the 2017 original seems to have missed the mark, especially when it comes to player interest on PC. So this is kind of just taking into account the player data on Steam. Shortfall is significant as remastered version's peak player count failed to reach even 3,000 players. In contrast, the original version continues to attract a larger audience, highlighting the remaster's struggle to appeal to PC gamers. And I think that's important because the original release of Horizon Zero Dawn on PC already had a lot of improvements. The remaster improvements are great, and I think they're worth it. The re-recording of the mocap and improvement of the animations, some of the just tweaking of the game itself, and adding in some things from Horizon Forbidden West, and just that makes a better product overall. But there's no reason that the PC version couldn't have just become Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, like they have done with so many other games on Steam. Not necessarily Sony, but just in general. Sometimes a game will launch and then Skyrim did the same thing. You got like the enhanced edition on console. Well, it just became like the special edition on PC. And if you had the base version of the game, it just became the special edition, and that was fine. And so I think that taken into account is super important to consider. But also, I think more people are going to pick this up on their PS5. I don't think people are going to really pick this up on PC because it can be modded to do all these things already in the base game. And buying the remaster might appeal only to new players, but not existing players. So, if you haven't played it, definitely pick it up. I'm playing through it again right now. It's my second playthrough ever, and there's a lot that I've forgotten. And other games have ruined my ability to play this game effectively. I keep dying from dumb stuff, but it's my own doing because I hit the wrong buttons. I mean, if you guys watch me stream, you get it. I don't know how to play games half the time. But yeah, we'll see how it does long term. I think the console sales are going to do much better, but I don't think it's going to break any records anytime soon. Or ever. Anyway, let's move on. A while back, it's been a while since we talked about Helldivers II, but a while back, we had rumors that the game could see an Xbox release, and now this seems very unlikely. Also, from Game Infinitus and Joel, Helldivers 2 will not be released on Xbox consoles, despite early rumors suggesting otherwise. According to a new report, while discussions about an Xbox port did take place earlier this year, these talks did not lead to any concrete plans for an Xbox release. Effectively ends any hope for Xbox players anticipating a version of Helldivers 2 on their platform. So, it kind of makes sense. There was hope, but it was very slim. I think the game did well enough in the post first major update that any talks that would have led to them releasing on Xbox were very quickly squashed. So, I can't fault them for bailing on this. It's kind of a bummer because it would be cool to just bring in Xbox fans and have that cross-platform experience, but just get it on PC. They'll bring it to Game Pass or something. Just like MLB The Show is on Game Pass. They'll bring this to Game Pass. It'll be great. But yeah, let's move on. No more bad news. After 5 years, Apex Legends, which we haven't talked about in forever, I don't think I've played in a while. Apex Legends is going back to the beginning with a Fortnite-style mode, letting you experience the launch version of the Battle Royale FPS. This is from Dustin Bailey over on Games Radar. Launch Royale is here to let you drop like it's 2019. And so we'll just kind of get to the meat of this. Step back in time to the experience that started it all. Launch Royale. The devs explained in their announcement, this new limited time mode drops players into the original Apex Legends circa 2019. It's the old school weapons, legends, abilities, rule set, and map that started it all. This means no Evo armor or ability upgrades, just pure skill and your wits to survive the Apex games. It's not surprising that they would try this. We saw that the OG season last year in Fortnite brought a lot of people back to the game. Remix Chapter 2 just launched, and it's really fun. I played earlier today, and it was fantastic. I had a good time. I'm going to play some more after we do the game news. And, it's not surprising Apex would also do the same thing. People have been wanting this ever since they started changing stuff away from that launch model in Apex Legends. So, with the success of games like World of Warcraft Classic and its expansions being re-released in the classic format, Fortnite revisiting its launch stuff, it makes sense. And it's 5 years, guys. Apex has been in a weird spot for at least 2 of those. They just had an atrocious battle pass thing earlier this year where they were like, it's gonna be more expensive, and then people were like, no, that's dumb. So these kinds of games have to bring players back in, and this is just another example of nostalgia bait. I think it'll be fun if you love the original. I know I did. I might download it. I might launch and play a little bit of it, but I don't know. I'm having so much fun with so many other games. Do I want to add another game back into my rotation? Probably not. But it's cool if you're a fan of Apex. Let's go to our next topic. I thought this was cool. This is from Zelda Universe. The Nintendo earnings call came out, but as of September 30th, 2024, Zelda Echoes of Wisdom sold 2.58 million units just a few days after launch. Off to a good start. And that's pretty great for the game. I think it's fantastic. We're almost done with it here on my channel. I've been playing through it. It's taken a little while, but almost finished with it, I think. It's such a fun game. It is very much a Legend of Zelda title with a just unique enough twist to shake up the norm, and the setting and the art style and everything I absolutely adore. So it's a great game, worth checking out if you haven't already. But good to see that the sales are doing well, because I'm sure they were kind of worried, like, hey, if we do this, is the change going to be too much change? And it wasn't. It was fine. Let's go on. Nintendo president says that they still plan to announce the Switch's successor by the end of March 2025. We were hoping for this. I mean, the Switch 2 is coming out next year at some point, hopefully. This is today from Sam Shabazz over at MP First. Nintendo's officially confirmed the highly anticipated Switch 2 will be revealed within this fiscal year, which we knew. The company plans to announce the new console by March 31st, 2025. During the earnings call, Nintendo president Shuntaro Furukawa confirmed the timeline, assuring fans that the successor to the Nintendo Switch is still on track for an announcement. Interestingly, earlier rumors hinted that the Switch 2's development is now complete, with a possible release set for March or April 25. While Furukawa didn't confirm an exact release date, the timing aligns with Nintendo's plans for the next console stage, which comes down to they're going to repeat what they did with the Switch 1, which is the best thing they could do. Release it in the spring, give it that time to get through any major bugs, have a great holiday bundle that features Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I kid. Actually, I probably don't. There's probably going to be Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch 2. Just as like a front-running title. Nintendo also highlighted impressive sales milestones for the current Switch, which has sold over 146.4 million units worldwide, with software sales reaching a remarkable 1,306.1 million units. That's a number that's just mind-boggling. Alongside these figures, Nintendo revealed the top-selling titles on the platform: Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, Pokemon Sword Shield, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which is being undersold, but it also hasn't been out as long as Sword and Shield, so fair enough. Tears of the Kingdom, Super Mario Party, and New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Not seeing Mario Wonder on there is kind of a disappointment, but it has been out. Well, I don't know, Tears of the Kingdom and Mario Wonder came out in the same year, so it's kind of a bummer. But hey, you know what? It'll probably pick up some sales this holiday. In addition, Nintendo adjusted its sales forecast for the current Switch model, reducing it by 31% year-on-year due to slower sales in the first two quarters. The company now expects it to sell 12.5 million units this fiscal year, down from its previous forecast of 13.5. All makes sense. All kind of cool to see, just these massive numbers for Nintendo after the Wii U. So here we are with, we're just kind of confirming what we already knew, what was, kind of predicted what was happening, kind of felt like this is what makes sense for Nintendo to do. It's nice to get some confirmation and some conversation around the Switch 2 that isn't just total rumor and speculation, though. We're all tired of hearing rumors and speculation. Anyway, on to our next topic. Pokemon TCG Pocket reached over 10 million people worldwide as of November 1st. It's insane, but it's crazy. I don't know, man. 10 million downloads worldwide. People are loving this game. It scratches so many different TCG Pokemon itches for me. Opening packs without having to buy anything. You can, but you don't have to. A lot of fun. I like doing it on stream. Chat seems to enjoy it. The game itself, the duel mode is fun. I like having the battles. They're quick compared to regular Pokemon TCG. And then the card art is phenomenal, and I'm enjoying it. Good job. But we have more on TCG Pocket. So with the 10 million, Pokemon TCG Pocket is earning over 3 million per day, with 12 million plus banked to date, and that is insane numbers for a mobile game. MobileGamer.biz reports from Neil Long, Pokemon TCG Pocket is a hit. AppMagic estimates say it's been earning the Pokemon Company around 3 million per day over its debut weekend, and has made over $12 million in just 4 days. It's going to stick around. They're going to put way more into this than TCG Live. I feel like Pokemon TCG Live is going to disappear. The game was released worldwide on October 30th and has topped the download charts in most major global markets. At Magic revenue estimates suggest it is now making over 3 million per day as players race to unlock everything. You kind of repeated yourself here, but okay. Whether the Pokemon Company can maintain this pace over the long term will be a bigger test, but it is currently earning more per day than even Pokemon Go, which draws in around $1 million every 24 hours. Most of that 12.1 million earned to date comes from players in Japan, who account for 45% of the game's earnings, according to AppMagic. The second biggest market by revenue is the US, which now represents 25% of the revenue to date. After that, it's Hong Kong and Taiwan, each on 4%, and South Korea, New Zealand, and France on 3% of the total spend. Y'all don't care about the breakdown here. It's just crazy to see this game making this kind of money and having this kind of reaction. It's such a good game. It's so fun, and I love to see it doing well. So, good on the devs here. Everyone involved deserves a pat on the back and a nice hefty bonus, which they probably won't get, but I wish they did. All right, let's move on to our next topic here. Last topic of the night. I thought this was interesting. It's just from Game Infinitus. I thought it was interesting. Nintendo's Alarmo successfully hacked to run Doom, because it's probably just running Android anyway. But hacked to run Nintendo's Alarmo clock has been hacked to run the classic game Doom just days after it was modified to display cat pictures. The hack was done by Gary Odernix, a well-known Wii U reverse engineer. He's now added Alarmo to the list of devices that can run the iconic 1990s shooter, a thing called the Can It Run Doom meme. Oh, yes. I love it. It's so cool. The Doom meme is all about how a game can be played on all sorts of weird and wonderful things, like a fridge or a calculator. It was only a matter of time before Alarmo joined this quirky group. It's ridiculous, but the current version of Doom on Alarmo doesn't have sound to work around the memory limits. The game's WAD files, which is like the files that make the game work, need to be compressed before booting and then decompressed to external memory. But it's still possible to load the shareware version of Doom entirely from a USB device without messing with the Alarmo itself. If you're interested in trying this out on your own, you can do it. So that's kind of neat. But that does it for the game news. What do you guys think of any of those topics? You gonna get an Alarmo to play Doom? Is it worth it? I don't know. That's kind of weird. I could see other things happening with Alarmo and games running on it. I think it would be fun to watch and figure out what's going on there. But some great stories this week. The PS5 Pro, I'm not sure how well it's gonna do. I think it'll meet projections, but it might take a bit to get there. But if you guys are watching this after the fact, let me know down in the comments what you think. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this game news, or you just enjoy live streams of a grown man playing video games, which I'm about to go do now. We're going to go play Fortnite. So thanks for watching. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you on next week's show. Bye.